Hello dear students of class 11, welcome back. This is the last and fourth video on the prose "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together." Students, in my last three videos, I explained the chapter to you. Today I am going to discuss the textual question answers. First, we'll discuss the questions under the heading Understanding the Text. The first question is, list the steps taken by the captain to protect the ship when rough weather began. You have to tell the measures or steps taken by the captain to protect the ship when rough weather began. Students, on the second day when they came out of Cape Town, they started facing strong gales. The size of the waves was also alarming. The waves were as high as 15 meters. But the captain, he took certain steps. First of all, to slow down the boat, they dropped storm jib. Then they lashed a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern. They double lashed everything. Then they practiced their life raft drill, attached lifelines. They put on their oilskins and life jackets and waited for the storm. So these are the steps taken by the captain to protect the ship when rough weather began. Now the next question is the steps taken by the captain to check the flooding of the water in the ship. What steps did he take? On the morning of January 2, the ship Waywalker was hit by a storm and was damaged badly. The ship was taking in a lot of water and the narrator was injured badly. But despite his injuries, he made certain repairs in the ship to check the flooding of water. What did he do? The narrator took his hammer, screws, and some canvas, and he stretched the canvas and waterproof hedge covers across the open holes. Then he noticed that his hand pumps were clogged up due to the debris floating in the water, and his electric pump had a short circuit. So the narrator went to the room, which was under the chart room floor, brought a spare electric pump, connected it to an outpipe, and he felt really thankful that he was successful in his effort. So these are the steps taken by the captain to check the flooding of water in the ship. The next question is, describe the mental condition of the voyagers on 4th and 5th January. Mental condition of voyagers on 4th and 5th January. See, on January 4th, after 36 hours of continuous pumping, the level of water on the ship was now under control. So they felt relieved. They felt some respite. They also had their first meal after 2 days. They ate some corned beef and cracker biscuits. But by evening, once again, black clouds started forming up in the sky and the wind started blowing at 40 knots. And by the morning of January 5, once again their situation was desperate. They were really distressed. The situation was grim. The storm was blowing and the condition of the ship was not good. And in the evening, the narrator and his wife sat together holding hands, and they thought their end was near. So on January 5th, on January 4th, they felt some relief, they felt relieved, but on January 5th, they were very sad and disappointed, and they thought their end was near. Okay, children? Now, the next question is, describe the shifts in the narration of the events as indicated in the three sections of the text and give a subtitle to each section. Shifts in the narration and then give a subtitle to all the three sections. See, the first part, the first section shows their preparation for the voyage, how they got their boat Wave Walker professionally built, and then they tested it in the roughest weather they could find. Then on the ship they celebrated Christmas. When the storm was there, they took precautions and they waited for the storm. So the first section shows their preparation for the voyage and the first phase of the journey, which was quite happy and cheerful. The subtitle which we can give to the first section is Beginning of the Voyage. In the second section, the narrator describes the boat was hit by the storm. It was damaged. The narrator was injured, but despite his injuries, he makes repairs. His wife Mary was steering the vessel. The other two crew members, they were pumping out water. The narrator was also trying to get some help by sending mayday signals. So this part shows their struggle for survival. The heading can be struggle for survival. It shows their struggle, their hard work, their fighting spirit. So it can be their struggle for survival. And the last section describes when they reached safely on the island, Isle Amsterdam. So that section can be victory or triumph when they landed safely on the island and how they felt relieved, and also the narrator felt grateful to all the crew members and his family for supporting him in such direst situation. All right, students. Now I move on to the questions under the heading talking about the text. Students, I'm giving you the value points. You will have to write the answers yourself. The first question here is, what difference did you notice between the reaction of the adults and the children when faced with danger? When they were face to face with death or when faced with danger, what was the difference in the reaction of the adults and the children? You know, adults, how did they react? They were worried, they were anxious, they were fighting, they were struggling a lot, and they were working hard. But in spite of trying everything, when the weather was stormy and the condition of the ship was not good, they lost hope. But the children throughout remained hopeful. They are full of hope, they are brave, they are courageous, and they are very supportive. They always inspired and motivated the captain. The boy was ready to face death, and the girl, she did not show her injuries to her father and even made a card to inspire her father. So the children are very hopeful and brave and fearless. Okay? How does the story suggest that optimism helps to endure the direst stress? Children, this is the main theme of the story, that optimism, being hopeful, helps to overcome any stressful situation. If we are hopeful, if we are determined, we can overcome any situation. But if we lose hope, everything comes to an end, and the answer should be based on the text that in spite of the bad weather, they celebrated Christmas on the ship. Then the precautions they took to face the bad weather. Then, when the boat was hit by the storm, and despite being injured badly, the narrator made repairs. His wife Mary steered the vessel. The two crew members pumped out water. How the children supported their parents. The boy was ready to face death. He was not worried, and the girl did not show her injuries to her father, and she also made a card to encourage her parents. So, all these things show that if we remain positive, if we are hopeful, if we are optimistic, we can overcome any situation in life. What lessons do we learn from such hazardous experiences when we are face to face with death? What lessons do we learn from such experiences when we narrowly escape death, when we are face to face with death? See, when we are faced with such situations in life, if we see life is full of challenges and ups and downs, it is not a bed of roses always, no? So, in such situations, what we have to do? The first thing is one should maintain one's calm, right? We should not be panicky. If we maintain our calm and if we have the presence of mind, if we think logically and if we try, We can overcome any situation. If we fight, if we if we show perseverance and courage and determination, these are the things we learn when we are face to face with such experiences. Okay, students? Now, next question is, why do you think people undertake such adventurous expeditions in spite of the risks involved? People go for rock climbing, bungee jumping, and many such things they do in their life in spite of the risk involved. Why do they do such things? The one thing is their willingness to take challenges in life. There are people who love to take challenges in life, so they undertake such expeditions. There are people who love to explore new things. They are passionate about exploring new things. They do, and they undertake such expeditions. Then there are people who just for thrill and excitement and enjoyment do such things in their life. So there are people for different reasons, and for their passion they undertake such expeditions in their life. I hope, students, the answers are clear to you. Try to write the answers in your own words. That's all about the question answer. Thank you.